So, this is order 2800. You had asked for a relationship reading. I already have cards out for the first deck. I think you kind of know the routine, but I'm just going to mention it. This is your reading. I'm reading energy as of right now in this moment. So as soon as you start making decisions, then this may change, okay? It's your life. It's however you wish to live it. It's totally up to you. What you want to do with it. You can watch it as many times as you wish. Again, you can share it. It's yours. You can keep it. If you have questions, please let me know. Please let me know how it resonates as well, just so that I know that I got the right energy. So I think other things are going to come out as well, but I'm going to try and focus on the relationship side. So having said that, the first card, how my cards tend to work for me too, is as they're coming out, it's like past, present, into future. But again, future isn't always stamped as future, because as soon as you start making decisions, then things start changing. The first card that came out represents a lot. It's a water sign. So I don't think you are a water sign. You could have water in your chart, but I think this is representation of probably somebody very close to you. So Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. But more that's sticking out to me with this card is the drowning card. Okay, so notice how they are just in the water and they just kind of are just there with the bubbles around them, and they're not giving any fight or anything like that anymore. This is how you are. You have taken on so much that you're drowning, that you just have given up for the most part. I'm getting huge goosebumps. That you have given up for the most part, and you're just like, I'm done. I can't keep doing this, because you're kind of like robotic, and you're to the point where you're just like, whatever. Just whatever. This is how it's kind of feeling to me, okay? That you're just not putting up a fight. You're not trying to climb to the surface anymore, because you're so weighed down that it's really, really affecting you, okay? So that's where that comes from. The autumn and harvest came out next. So I think that back in the fall, you were really, really affected by this. So this was about you having probably no energy and just not wanting to really do a whole lot. And it could have been blamed on the season, because we were coming into winter and those sorts of things. But I think it's kind of carrying over even now with us getting into spring. You have a decision that you need to make, okay? So this was a decision that you have had to make for quite a while now, and you're at a crossroads. So you can see the end goal, I think, but you're having a trouble getting to your end goal, because there's multiple different ways that you can go about it, and you just don't know what the right route of action is to get to that end goal. Does this sound familiar? Party and external came out sideways. So it's like it's in upright, but it's like past, present, and future. So I think there's some sort of third party influence that's influencing a lot of this. I think it's money. Third party can be another person. It can be money. It can be an addiction of some sort. It can be multiple different things. I feel in this case, it's about money, and it's about how things are being spent within the home. Because you and your partner are not really seeing eye to eye, and that's where some of the decisions are coming from too, okay? I think it's better than what it was, but still not great. So as far as the home, family, and commitment, you are very committed to those around you. This is just in your nature. You are a giver. You are a light worker. You tend to wear your heart on your sleeve, and you give 110% to everybody, but not yourself. You need to look after yourself, okay? That's where part of this drowning is coming into, because you're looking after everybody else, but you're not looking after yourself, okay? You are important as well, so you need to look after yourself so that you can then look after others, okay? Because I say this all the time, if your cup is empty, how are you going to fill other people's cups? I need to take my own advice, but that's the point, okay? So attraction and hot came out next. So I have a feeling that your partner and you You do have a lot of attraction towards each other and you're very passionate towards each other, but I have a feeling that it's kind of maybe went to the wayside a little bit. So get back into the date nights, get back into rekindling that spark, okay? Guarded and vulnerable. This is you. You tend to be very guarded with your emotions. You do not like confrontation. You don't really express yourself the way that you want to express yourself because you're worried about how others are going to react. So this makes you very guarded. You need to be a little bit more vulnerable. So, excuse me, still getting over a cold. So you need to, again, take those little baby steps where you are comfortable, but at the same time, just take it a little bit out of your comfort zone so that you can get all that weight off your chest so that you can stop drowning so much. Because you're bottling it all up that you're ready to explode, or you're just like not wanting to feel anything else, and that's where you're getting triggered from. So you need to, again, it's your life, it's however you wish to live it, but you need to let your guard down a little bit and try and communicate a little bit more on how you're actually truly feeling instead of, again, bottling it up or just pushing it down. Be present and be grateful for what you have already. So this is about being present in the moment as well. So again, I think you're so focused on things that are happening money-wise and things with this external party and the decisions and the drowning aspect that you're not being present in the moment of each day. You're grateful for what you have, but are you truly grateful for what you have? Do you know how blessed you actually are? Let that sink in for a second, okay? So it's being present and abundant and have gratitude towards yourself and what you have around you. So I have a feeling that you do to a certain extent, but not fully, okay? So control and tactics came out next, and it also came out with earth sign. So I have a feeling that Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, this is in your chart. I have a feeling that this is in your chart. I think water's in your chart too, because it's beginning and end of my decks. Okay, water and earth. So it's beginning and end of this deck. So if you're, I think you're a Taurus. Are you a Taurus? Anyway, so earth is very important to you as well. But Taurus is very controlling. And same with Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio too. I'm a Scorpio sun. So you tend to like control. You don't like to relinquish control because when you do, you feel like you're out of control. Okay, does that sound familiar? But you need to kind of let go of a little bit because of the whole drowning part, okay? So, again, baby steps, little baby steps. The bottom of the deck is messages, travel, and communication. I think that you are seeing some sort of messages from your spirit guides, or you're going to be starting to see messages from your spirit guides, but I don't know what it's coming as because I'm not getting any other information for it. Notice the water again. So the other one that's on the bottom is renew and spark. So I have a feeling that once you start getting some of these messages and deciphering some of these messages, it's going to help you get that little spark back in yourself so that you can start healing a little bit more and stop being so guarded and stop the whole drowning aspect. Okay, I'm going to go grab another deck. Just one sec. Okay, so I shuffled and I got some more of that's kind of reiterating the first deck. So the first card in this one was attraction. So again, it's kind of reiterating the first deck as far as the fiery one. So there's a lot of seduction, temptation. There's a lot of affection there still. In separation, I don't think that you are actually in physical separation, but you are not present, if you know what I mean. So you're, again, just robotic like. There's like maybe some distance between you, like physical distance, or not physical distance, but mental distance between you guys. There might be a breakdown of communication there. Those sorts of vibes is what I'm getting, okay? So Earth sign came out, reiterating the first deck, okay? So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Then we have Hermit mode. So Hermit mode is about, again, having that inner reflection. It can be about soul searching. It can be about needing to ground a little bit more or even meditate a little bit more. you need to come out of your shell a little bit and start knowing where your self-worth and your self-love and your self-appreciation comes from. Okay, so get out of that hermit mode. Air sign was next. So I feel like the air sign is about like things are just up in the air right now because there's so many different ways that you guys could go about doing this sort of thing. But I think the first step is having that sit down conversation and opening that line of communication again, because it has broken down. Trauma came out next. So this is about possibly abandonment. There's some pain there. You might be feeling like you're a little bit of a burden to some of those that are around you. My computer's here, so if you're noticing flashing, that's my computer. So it could be also about like you're having intrusive thoughts about yourself, and feeling guilty for how you have been feeling lately. So the trauma card, it can be about like past trauma and trauma that you're going through, but I feel for you, you are creating your own trauma right now because of how these are coming out and what I'm kind of feeling for you. So when you start making those little tweaks in things, you're going to be starting to feel a little bit better. Okay, it's not going to be an overnight thing. It's going to take some time to get through all of this and making those little adjustments. But once you start making those little adjustments, then you will be starting to notice a little bit of a change, and then it'll become greater and greater. So the victory is about accomplishments, goals achieved, proud, successful, and you're going to start noticing all of these things coming about for you. Apology came out next. So this is about like righting wrongs, admitting guilt, having that I'm sorry moment with that other person. Whether that I'm sorry is coming from you or whether it's coming from them, it's again just opening that line of communication so that you guys can solve what's going on. Because right now, bottom of the deck is crossroads, okay? So you still have a major decision to make, and right now you're at a stalemate, okay? So you need to make that difficult choice of what direction you guys are going to go in, because right now you guys are just stuck and you're kind of in limbo right now. So until you guys make a decision, you're going to be stuck in limbo for quite a while, okay? Let me grab one more deck. Okay, so I shuffled one of my new decks. It's the Wisdom of Avalon Oracle cards. The first one that came out was Fear. So with Fear, it's number 48. I haven't honestly read any of this yet. It's about the marker asks you to identify how fear may be affecting you on this part of your journey. Are you afraid of failure? Perhaps you're worried about success and the changes it brings as it pushes you to be all you can be. Are you afraid of losing something you don't yet have? Is this your fear? Is your fear valid? Have you seen actual evidence of adversity and trouble? Or are you seeing false evidence which gives the appearance of being real? Fear is a crippling companion and indicates a loss of faith and connection to the divine. Remember that the God-Goddess doesn't give you anything that you can't handle. Fear comes from the past of you that identifies with separation, division, and form. To release yourself from it. Remember that you are first and foremost an infinite soul. Look through those eyes and the fear will subside. As you remember to trust the way of the mastery, don't struggle with fear. Look inside. See the part of you that is afraid and send love, light, and a compassion inward. This would be a very good time to write an inventory of your fears and their possible solutions. Once on paper, you may find that you've been afraid of fear itself. This is an assumption. This is an auspicious omen of transformation. So then the next one was trust. So trust. Do you have issues with faith? Do you have expectations of betrayal? Do you trust the mystery? Do you insist on mapping each tiny detail of your life, believing yourself to be the center of the universe? This marker reminds you that trust is required to move forward on your path. Belief and trust in a higher power is about having faith that the outcome will be what it should be, no matter what it is. It is timely for you to place your trust in the divine, in your angels, and in the knowledge that there is a divine plan for it all. This marker also asks you to remember that humankind is imperfect, and even if you place your trust in another, there is potential for this trust to be broken. This means that you need to be discerning and not trust blindly. Be mindful of who and what you place your trust in. Is this person, thing, or situation worthy? Is a relationship between you and the mystery, you and the god and goddess, and you and the divine living planet? There is a sacred relationship where trust is never broken. Only you can break it by forgetting who you are, a spirit in temporary human form. Remember who you are. And then we have the novice and the high priestess came out together. So the novice is innocent, beginner, ignorance, new skill without practice, unstable curiosity. And then the high priestess is discernment, persistence, prophecy, and visions. Oh my goodness. So let me read what these are too. So the novice is naive, foolishness, early knowledge not yet integrated, the ability to see the world untainted, and learning ability. These are the aspects of the novice as she appears in your life. The novice is reminding you to be teachable and humble. If you don't know something, don't pretend that you do. Chances are that you'll make an error that may cost you more than you wish to pay. New information is coming, and this is the time to be open and to learning, to expanding. The novice also reminds you to be like a child and remember the wonder and awe you once had for the world around you. When discovering magic was an essential part of everyday experience, the novice reminds you that you need to stop and ask yourself, what lesson must I learn here? The lesson is always mirrored in the experience in front of you. Dig deep into the workings of whatever situation you're inquiring about. You don't have to look far, for the answer is right in front of you. Sometimes it may feel as if you have two left feet and don't know how to dance, or that perhaps you're fumbling in the dark and fear that you may be left behind. It's all right to be in the not knowing. This is a place where new understanding takes time to integrate. Be gentle with yourself. The greatest gift the novice reminds you of is that you're always at the beginning of some area of your life. Patience and slow movement is required when the novice appears. Before moving forward, perhaps you need time to journal your thoughts and receive clarity about what the mystery invites you to learn. Then rejoice. The novice of Avalon is on a path to higher knowledge and abundant manifestation and doesn't stay a novice for long. So the high priestess is intuition, sight, higher knowledge, receptivity, the ability to work with subtle energies of spirit, and the psychic power of the feminine. These are the aspects of the highest priest of Avalon. When the high priestess appears before you, she asks you to trust your intuition and to throw the net of your awareness out into the world around you, pulling in truths that may defy your intellect, rational mind, or what others wish to falsely or superficially portray. Go beyond the ordinary, past the chaos of modern life, and trust your inner vision to guide you on your path. Pay attention to your dreams and can keep track of your intuitive hunches. For when the high priestess appears, she asks you to look for the thread of truth in those places. Be discerning in all that you do at this time, for the high priestess reminds you that not all is as it seems to be. However, don't take the world personally. Rise above it and ask for a true vision to see the path ahead. You will be given this vision. All you need to do is ask the god and goddess and be open to receiving it. The high priestess reminds you of the feminine principle of receptivity, gathering power by receiving information and waiting for others to act first. Allow the world to show you its intentions. The goddess blesses and protects you when the high priestess of Avalon appears on your path. Let me know how this resonates with you, and thank you for trusting me. Bye.